What if the only thing that is standing between you and your success is fear? The fear of failing. How are you dealing with your failures? Most people are stuck because they do not know where to go after they fail. Others are fearing to try because they have failed severally and they find no solution. Now, if failure is your problem, is fear is your problem, this video is for you. You could have failed, but how many times? Maybe that failure is your teacher. My name is Mercy Wanjeri, your clinical psychologist and practicing licensed here in Nairobi, Kenya. My topic is the faster you fail, the faster you grow. The faster you fail, the faster you grow. I would like us to say, where have you failed in life since you got to know who you are? Are you a young mother? Are you a young father? Are you a mother, a father, mature? Have you ever failed? And when you failed, what came into your mind? How did you deal with issues? Today I bring to you how and the mistakes that you do to think you are not growing. Number one, you think you're not smart like your friends. You think like your decisions. Let's say you started a business. Let's say you started a relationship. Let's say you started a mjengo somewhere. You took a mortgage and you're finding like it was a mistake. Or maybe you went to a far place to relocate and you find that conditions are not favoring you and you think that was a mistake. That is mistake number one, to think that it was a mistake. Have you ever felt ashamed when you failed? I would like to tell you this. Even me, I've failed many times. And there are times even I started businesses. There are times I did these courses. There are times I visited places. And I failed miserably. And the guilt, the shame kept on lingering into my mind so that it can remind me that I'm a failure. Mercy, you're a failure. Mercy, don't try again. Have you ever gotten to such avenues where you feel like things are just ruminating from your mind that you are a failure? You're feeling ashamed? You're feeling guilty? Okay. Have you ever felt behind? Maybe the decision you made and your friend's decision are the same day, but you find you are behind. Have you ever been there? So this video belongs to you. I would like to tell you this. I know we have looked in platforms like Instagram, TikTok, social media, and you find how things are good for other people. And you're there in your closet wondering, why are they not good for you? Do you think you are a failure? Remember, what did we say? That the only thing that is between you and your success is the fear of failing. And if you're there, you have started a business. If you're there, you have started a relationship. If you're there, you have started something. And you're fearing to fail even before you start it. That is what is bringing the gap that you're not going to succeed because you're fearing to fail. Let me tell you this. I want you to start reframing what failure is not. For example, failure is not your identity. Failure is feedback. Have you experienced feedback of late? That is when you failed. That is when you did a business and it never went well. It taught you something. That is when you entered into a relationship that was toxic. That is when you entered into a relationship that was manipulative. That is where you entered into a marriage that was using one another. That is when you enter a marriage without love. That is when you got a company job offer and you found that you cannot be able to work there because the bosses are toxic. That is the feedback that I'm talking about. What else? I want to give you an example of an entrepreneur like Elon Musk. Do you know him? Yes. He likes innovation. And what does he do? He always launches things. Always. You know what he has launched. And you know what? He says that he has to pressure on, to move on. Do not fail. Even if you fail, you fall ahead. Can you see that? Failing means failing ahead. So is it illegal to fail? No. Is it shame to fail? Yes, sometimes. But is it good to fail and stay where you are? No. What are we saying? Fall and fall ahead. Do not fall and fall backwards. And so I want to bring to you what we call the growth mindset, like the one for Elon Musk. And what is the growth mindset says? How is your mind? Is your mind fixated to something? Are you fixated to failing all the time? Are you fixated to poverty? Are you fixated to where you come from? Are you fixated in your values that you got 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago? How is your mindset? Is your mindset having a scarcity mindset? What is a scarcity mindset? A scarcity mindset is when you have a lot of money and you still want to buy things that are not worth that. A scarcity mindset is when you know you are a boss and you're not acting like a boss. A scarcity mindset is when you are so blessed and you're still thinking you're not blessed. And so how can you change that mindset into a growth mindset? Number one, analyze your mistakes that you've done in the past. And I've already talked about them. Relationship issues, investment issues. You've invested and all of your money has gone down. Can you see that? Businesses, you've set businesses and they're not doing well. Parenting, maybe you didn't parent your first two children well, or your last two children well. Adjust your strategy of how you failed. I want you to take another trajectory. Adjust your life. I know it can be uncomfortable, but this is what I'm asking you. Would you like to adjust your life? Are you a teacher? How is your life? Are you a doctor? How is your life? Would you like to take another strategy towards what you're doing? How are your relationships? Are they just cold? Are they warm? Or are they hot? How are you dealing with your spouses? Can you see that? How are you relating with the people that are within you, the community? I would like you to adjust because success starts with you. Let me say this, people of purpose. Have you ever planned to fail? Have you ever planned to fail? Because I have the right way to fall fast. I have the right way to fall fast. Number one, start small. You will fall fast and move on fast. Start small. I've seen people who start big and they fall big. Start small, move on. Start a business, move on. Start something and don't tell me you want to start big and because you want your bank account to read millions today, it can't work. You have to, it is a process. Slowly by slowly, mastering the job market, mastering the business market, mastering who are your clients, going where you are. What is your niche? Can you see that? Start small. What else? Seek mentorship. Like now, you're seeking mentorship. You're in this webinar. You're in this video. Why? Because you want to learn where did I fall? What can I do to avoid falling? Or if I fall or fail, what have I learned about this? So what else? Reflect immediately. When you fall and you fall fast, reflect. Where did I go wrong? Is it the investment that I did in a place where there are no customers? Is it an investment that I did that had already had a court? Is it an investment that I did that was not viable for my family? Is it a business idea that I became a partner to a person who never brought money on the table? And then what do? Implement quickly and move on. Apply lessons and move on. That is what we're saying, falling quickly. There's something I want to say there. The danger is not the mistake. The danger is repeating that mistake that you were doing earlier. And so people of purpose, how then can we know that we are too expensive for this failure? Remember, we're talking about failing. Did you fall? How expensive was it? Are you regretting? Oh, I have invested a lot of money. Yeah, I had invested a lot of love to this girl, to this man. I had invested a lot of my time to this venture, and it has failed. So what do we do about it? learn to accept and move on very fast. Why? Your mistakes, once they are repeated, they make success. When you fall today, you fall tomorrow, you make a very good a ladder of success. Even the most successful people failed. Even the most people we call the wisdom people, machines, they failed at some point. But did they go back? No. What did they do? They moved forward. And so, as I bring this video to a close, I want you to own that failure. Own it. Even if it's a breakup, own it. Even if it is that business venture, own it. Even if it is that partnership, own it. What next? Stop giving us excuses. Stop giving us excuses. You know, it is my partner who did ABCD. You know, it is that area which has blah, blah, blah. You know, don't give excuses. Know that you have failed. Own that failure and move on. What else are we looking? I want you to adjust your behavior. Adjust a bit. And I had already talked about adjusting your strategy. Right now, it is adjusting your behavior. Because once you release shame, okay, once you adjust your behavior, okay, once you extract the lessons learned from the failure, you start again. Yeah, you start again. And so there's something I want to give you called emotional strength when you are failing, so that you can gain resilience as you move forward. I want you to give you some resilience lessons that will help you to move on. I want you to say this. Experience is the best teacher. Yes, you have failed. Yes, that business has gone the way it has gone. Yes, that relationship has gone. Okay? So what next? Can you gather yourself emotionally? Can you seek for therapy? Can you seek for somebody to talk to? Can you look for a mentor? Can you compose your life again? Because you cannot just be there fearing to fail. Move. You know what? The most successful people are the people who take risks. I would like you to be one of them. Take risks. And don't tell me you're losing money, you're losing yourself, you're losing your name, you're losing your independence. It is part of growth. And so, you are who you are today because of the things that you did earlier. And one of them is success. That's why you are here. And because you're here, it does not mean that you have failed. You go back to factory settings 10 years ago. No, you just fall a little bit. And so I would like you to recollect yourself. Okay? I hope you are there. I hope you have learned the lessons. I hope you are relaxed. I hope you've gone to seek for therapy. And so once you do that, I want you to move wisely. I want you to act courageously. I want you not to stop. I want you to move forward. I want you to know that failure is behind you. Success is ahead of you. Can you see that? And so people of purpose, do not fear. Because I've already said, the only thing that is standing between you and your success is the fear of failing. So do you want to see success? Do you want that business? Do you want that job? Do you want that promotion? Do you want that man? Do you want that girl? Please remove fear of failing in your vocabulary and replace it with the growth mindset, which says that you're moving forward. Thank you so much for listening to me and watching me. I hope this video was of importance to you, and I hope you shall continue with more videos ahead. See you. Thank you.